Hey guys, Papercut here. Before the video starts, I just want to let you know I did record this coaching session, but my OBS, I think I had too many things open on my computer and it failed. So luckily Mau Mau recorded it himself. The audio is a little echoey and the video does stutter at times, but it's better than not having it at all. I want to thank Mau Mau for doing this coaching session with me and letting me use the footage of it in a YouTube video. And I just hope you guys enjoy the coaching video. Let me know if any comments or feedback below, and a like and sub would be huge for a channel my size. Enjoy.
Like almost diamond 3, but never reached there. My peak matchmaking rating was like 1380.
I mean, how long have you been in diamond for? How many seasons?
Since season 7. Season 7 was the one that I reached diamond for the first time. And then season 8, I was constantly in diamond, at most diamond 2. And this season is kind of repeating itself, same pattern. So
I bring that up because I like to tell people diamond is truly like the are you gonna put in the work level, because I mean I was at diamond for 5-6 seasons and like I would hit Conqueror, but I could not stay in it. It's truly just been the last 2 seasons that I've been able to sit in Conqueror and stay there generally. Because it's such a skill jump. The way there's less and less people, and so there's less variety of skill. So you're just running into people who are just much better. Like the jump is more significant is the way to think about it. So don't get down on, and I say that because I don't want you to get down on yourself. Like there is just a lot to learn and take in before you're able to consistently, and even between the tiers, like I can't quite hit diamond 3. Yeah, that's real. Like diamond 2 to diamond 3, diamond 3 to Conqueror 1. Like those are all significant jumps in skill. And you know, sometimes you get lucky and you'll get placed against like multiple diamond 1s in a row and like get a little up, but like the point being is this is to be expected. Like you're gonna eat a lot of losses for a bit as you keep adjusting and improving on the things that you didn't really need to be as good at in lower diamond and plat and things like that. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Well,
what civs are you focusing on right now?
I've been mostly in Abbasid for the last 2 seasons. So, and recently I've been mixing OTD depending on the map. Like Marshland, I love OTD.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
A fellow OTD enjoyer. We're sickos.
Yeah, it's really fun. When it works, sometimes you wish like you didn't pick them, but when it works, it just feels so good.
I agree. I don't know what it is. Like I boot up the game, I keep telling myself, man, I should like play some other civs. I should try some new civs, and then I just play OTD. I don't know what it is. Same with Japan. I've been in this huge OTD in Japan kick recently. And I also saw you played some Gen Dark.
Yeah, because one of the things I realized was I was losing a lot when I went to TC Abbasid. And it's like, you know what? Let's just try a more aggressive civ. And you know, I had a bunch of options, but JD seems like the most fun for me. Like, oh, you had a gear and everything. And it's like, okay, let's just stick with that.
Have you ever played Abba aggressive?
Yeah, actually, I did like, I don't remember, it's 3 or 4 matches today where I was like, okay, I will just do 1 TC Abbasid full aggression, and it went quite well.
Yeah, Abba,
I won most of them.
It's interesting to think about what a civ can do based on its unique characteristics. And so I think what makes Abba such a unique aggressive civ, people view it as, you know, because if it's cheap villagers, you have to boom to unlock its like full use of its abilities. Not necessarily. Especially if the change to fresh fruit stuff being in the mill. No, it's been in the mill for a while now. I'm old, but the point being is, you still just having cheap villagers on 1 TC is worth it, and doing military wing into just instant dropping production and going. You don't have to have vills on the age up. Like you saving 4 vills on where most vills civs have to have 4 vills on the age up. It's a significant resource difference, and you can use that to go really aggressive. I think ABBA players who really hard commit to just we're going insta archers and spearmen and then start throwing in camel archers, it's really, really good. Or mass horseman archers. And your cheaper vills just give you an even more of a little food edge. So but if your goal is I really want to get this 2TC ABBA build down, like I all the top players say this ABBA is broken, why can't I win with it?
Right.
We can also look at that. We can look at that as kind of our main focus today. I was actually looking at their most recent game against Ayubid where you tried it.
The recent one was the Ayubid one, not the last Ayubid one. That one was a Smurf. I don't know who that was, but had a 100% win rate.
Wait, which one? The one you like literally just played?
I think you do have access to it yet. It was Himeyama.
Yeah. This
It's
guy?
a Chinese player.
No,
He
okay,
played
good. I was gonna say, like,
Ayubits.
this guy does not have 100% win rate. But he has Conqueror last season. I'm sharing my screen now on Discord.
That's,
You can...
okay, I can take a look at your screen. Was that
this
one?
guy?
Yeah. When I asked, dude, who are you? You have 100% win rate. Oh, no, not that guy. Not that guy. It's another one. Have 7 games played.
Different one?
Yeah, it's earlier
Your share
one.
Smurf.
Yeah. Himeyama. Should be that one. When I asked, who are you, man? He told me I'm a genius.
Yeah, level 23, 9 wins, straight to die. Yeah, this is someone Smurf for sure.
It felt quite like, okay, 1TC.
I mean, he does have
Calling this
65% on teams, but he could easily just be purposely losing some to keep his rank low. Or maybe he just got lucky, who knows. But let's look at the most recent one, because I thought this was an interesting example of doing 2TC. So, is there...
This one I did one. And the other Ayubit I did 2. Both of them I lost.
Okay. Wait, this is the one you did 1? Oh, I did not watch. Okay.
This one is 1.
All right, let's check out both here. So
okay,
and then give me a good contrast. So when you enter a game, are you just like going, I'm gonna 2TC or I'm gonna 1TC, or are you basing it on your opponent or your opponent's civ when you make this decision?
Mostly on the civ.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly on the civ, yeah.
And Ayubid, do you feel like it's better to 1TC against them or 2TC against them?
I feel it's really rough with 2TC, but I feel like if I'm on 1TC against 1TC, they just have like better things going on.
Yeah, the Desert Raider gives them an interesting component. I mean, technically, your Camel Archer is better than their Desert Raider, but the Desert Raider is cheaper, so they can get out more of them. It's interesting. I haven't seen the Abbasid Ayubid matchup a lot, so it's still one that I don't think I have an amazing knowledge base on, but we can definitely kind of break it down as we see it happen. I think hypothetically, the move is to do mass archers into forcing him into do horsemen, and then you add in spears. And then your other option is you do mass horsemen, but you have to like get just a couple more horsemen than Desert Raiders, and that can spiral out of control pretty quick. So he does Eco Wing.
No, I'm the yellow one.
Oh, and that's why it looked weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was embarrassing. Yeah. You did 2 on this one. I was like, I swear I just watched this one. Okay. So you're doing your 2TC.
Yeah.
You got 155 gold. Why'd you get 155 gold?
75 for fresh food stuff and 75 for for the. Hey, you go in there?
You did go.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay.
Oh, 75 for the Fertile Crescent. Okay.
Yeah, for the crescent. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
For
So you
some
pull up
moment, I
that.
was like, I felt like going military wing here. Usually, I have a food problem in this map, so I kind of feel safer with eco wing if something happens.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, what does the military wing give you? It gives you 2 spears,
Yeah, 2 spears, 2 archers.
and that's nice for initial defense. But the cheap TC, man, it's so good. And not only that, the reduced farm cost makes it so if you do have struggle with food, you're able to just kind of like try to last as long as possible. The one issue you have interesting is that I feel like the way Himeyama spawns, it either gives you good food or good wood. You get one or the other. So in this case, you have this back berries, but your wood supply is pretty low, and it's all forward, except for like these 2 small ones in the back. But the thing to read, of course, is, if you're gonna do this 2TC, is he fast castling or not? That's what we have to check for. So you see the military wing. You see right now 3 on gold. How do we tell if a person is fast castling?
Or I guess just number of villagers on gold and check the food if you can. I have more than 10.
I think
very little wood, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's not gathering a lot of wood, because he can fast castle with like 3 or 4 on gold, because he could do advancement wing, and it'd be cheaper. But is he dropping production? You really like if he's not he doesn't have very many on wood and doesn't drop in production. Now he's gathering wood to do 1 ram. But the thing you really want to go for is, drop these sheep off, check this side, but you want to actually get your scout back over to see if this is an actual attack or fast castle, because it does affect what unit comp you should go for immediately. So you're getting that second TC up. You place it here, which was smart. You saw the military wing, you knew there was a desert raider coming. Yeah. So this saves you from getting sniped. You save that Vil just in time, and you get it up. So he's gonna Desert Raider with a military wing. It means he can make rams with the Desert Raider. What should your response be from this point on? What's your goal? How should you then split your Vils?
Normally, I go very heavy on wood because I need production. I cannot just go on gold, and 2TC and fast castle will be too greedy for me. So I try to do a lot on wood, and in this case I think I went for spearman and then archer, but I don't gather gold until I have at least my production buildings. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm like sacrificing my
well, you can't go on gold right now. Like,
yeah,
if you could have got the TC here, you could have gone gold. And honestly, here's where things, man, if we could get the TC down a second earlier, putting it here would have been bonkers, because you would have got the berries here, this gold, this wood line protected by the TC. And if you do what you have, like 12 villagers building it, you can have 12 villagers build it with the camel desert rider there, because what you do is what you did there, where you just pull a Vil back as they're building and get it up. Unfortunately, he was standing here when you started building it, so he could have like blocked it. He could have like body blocked it, but it would have potentially been very worth it to try to get it here. But say la vie, we're here. So we have to decide what to do. Wide open spear.
Just to counter the camel. I mean, it's annoying because it has range attack.
So
but
if it has range
also
attack,
expecting the lancers to come later. Usually, if he's gonna fast
so you're previewing the lancers. Okay.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing with Desert Raider. If a unit is ranged and it's faster than the spearman, you can't make spearman against it, unless you're forcing a pitched battle. Like, or yeah, if it's ranged and it's fast, you just can't do spears. Like, you can do spears against horsemen because they have to dive in, right? They have to get on something, which is where your spears come into play. Same with lancers. don't make the counter for the thing you haven't seen yet. That's
Right.
important. I literally lost the game yesterday because I pre-made a counter and the opponent saw that and just never switched into the unit I thought they were going to switch into. And then I made too many units and I died. Because if he sees Spearman, guess what he starts making? Gulam. So it's like, don't do it until you see it. Okay?
Right.
Now, that requires you to be better at scouting. So for example, you see I think one of the most important skills you have to win a diamond level is being more active with your scout. And your scout should spend less time at your base and more time at your opponent's base.
Right.
You know what he's doing. He's trying to do a ram. He's trying to slow you down. Now, this is good because if he's building a ram, it probably means his fast castle isn't that fast.
Right.
But he does want to try to force you to slow down. He's doing damage by keeping you off goal just by standing here. Honestly, he didn't even need to force the ram. But a better unit for you here is archers. Now, why is that? What happens if you make horsemen?
Sorry?
I was getting a theory here because I don't want to just tell you make this. I want you to understand why I suggest making this.
Archers do very good against Khmer raiders. They don't have any armor.
True. Now horsemen technically counter them. They do extra damage, but they do extra damage against horsemen. Yeah. And the bigger deal is we can kind of guess he's fast castling partly because there's no more units coming. So even if you don't go over, there's not like a flood of units hitting here.
Right.
The big thing here is once he goes castle, the two units he's most likely to make, Camel Lancer and Gulam, are counter horsemen. So horsemen give you really nothing after this initial.
Right.
The biggest thing to do basically in these situations where you know your opponent's fast castle and you have 2 TC'd, Abbasid have the best unit to counter castle units, which is the Camel Archer.
Yeah.
I would argue you should go into Camel Archers pretty much as soon as possible if someone's fast castling. Now, if someone is attacking you, if they're actually making units and pushing, you actually want to start by doing cheaper units because you need a mass and you need to make a lot of production. So, depending on what they're making, right, make the counter to what they're making. But if they're fast castling, you got to get into Camel Archers immediately. Even if it ends up being Lancers, because what you can do is if you scout and you see a stable, keep making Camel Archers. But then start adding spears. And then you wall up, and then you start adding farms. And when you want to go castle, once you get like enough gold to go castle, you just put a bunch of vills on the nearest berries, rush them, and then click the age up. But you can sit around in feudal for a surprising amount of time, just massing camel archers, and your eco's better than his. So watch what happens instead opening spears and how that slows you down. Don't worry about this ram, because you're going to have villager amount. You need something that kills the camel, the desert raider. If you kill the desert raider, your villagers can kill the ram. Because right now you're doing this dance where he has forced you to use 7 villagers in TC and 7 villagers on the burn. So that's 14 vills not gathering resources right now, in which you only have 2 more vills than him anyway.
Yeah.
At this moment. So he's causing eco damage by forcing your vills to do this, where if you had made 2 archers or a camel lancer, they're already shooting these guys away, and you can easily burn this ram down. Spearman can't catch, so he's just kind of bothering you here.
Yeah, I could have.
And this is taking so much time. And the archer just starts to show up, and that's when he'll start to move back when he sees the archer. But if this had just been camel archers from the start, then he runs away, and then you can easily burn the ram down.
Right.
So when you're 2TCing and then fast casting at someone who's just kind of fast casting, those sort of small things matter a lot because the timing is huge. Especially because your bonus when you age up is that you collect resources. The negative is that you can't rush it. So if you're behind on an age up as Abbasid, you have to just take the normal amount of time. So you have to get to the age up as soon as possible. What's nice is it's easier to defend because all your villagers are gathering, but you got to get to the age up. And so this delay in that hurts a lot. Is good. You kill the ram. At this point, yeah, don't chase. He hits age up, and this is when you send your scout over. We really needed that scout even earlier.
Yeah.
Because we gotta know what he's opening up with. And then now we still haven't made our first camo archer yet. But basically, here's the thing: you have to take advantage of your free resources as soon as you can. So, for example, the second you push him away, we need to be on these berries and these berries. Very quick. And in fact, I would have walled to get the berries, because that is such a huge lifesaver for you. You get so much food out of them, and you want to preserve these sheep if worse comes to worse. And so my big thing is, if you get space, take the resources immediately and wall the resources. Keep in mind, his eco isn't great. He's about to run out of sheep, and if you're able to push back his initial, like 2 camel archers can go like attack his berries, attack his deer, and bother him in those ways. But you got to get these good food resources when you can, so then you have the safe sheep. And then this is also when I would still rally heavy to wood, and then as you get extra wood, just pull them and make farms slowly. His farms are only 53 wood. But I guess if I was to summarize the advice I'm giving you is, when you get space, use it. Use the resources on the map. Use those to your advantage. That gives you way more food, which makes it easier to survive, because you can make camel archers. Your main thing here is camel archers, especially because I think, in my opinion, it's actually great for you if he goes gulams. Boom, gulams, because camel archers can handle gulams. Gulams can't catch camel archers. Camel archers do high base damage. I would be careful here, because you chop through pretty early here. Once again, the second you get space, you should take these back wood lines so you're not cutting through. You don't want your villagers in the front of your base, you know what I mean? As much as possible. But honestly, you overmade spears and archers, and it's good for him. Now here's the thing: him going gulams, in general, I think it's a victory if you can get an Avid player to go gulams, because they're not the hardest thing in the world to counter. Even if you Abbasid, just making a bunch of units can counter them. Like, you're doing okay with just 1 camel archer. Like, he can't catch you. You're doing great here. Same thing here. Same thing here. So, like, you've killed most of his initial push without much effort. Why'd we stop?
Right, should we keep pushing with what I have?
What's your scout see?
Yeah, the villagers there. I think I go there later, but
you've pushed back all the gulams he's used. You've killed a few. I don't think he's killed a single vill. Let's see. He's killed 3. Okay, but you're up 10. Here's what I would have done. Whenever you're playing defensive, but you want to keep your opponent on their toes a little bit, keep infantry at home, but use your cavalry units. So I would have taken these 3 camel archers and just run them right here, just start shooting vills. Because the weakness of a fast castle is their food is such an issue. He burned through his sheep. There's no other food. And in fact, he put all his villagers on that. So if you showed up right here, right now, and start killing vills, he has no food to spend. Oh no, it glitched out. So right now he has 113 food. He has queued up 8 gulams. That's the rest of his gulams. A lot of gulams, don't get me wrong, but he also is only on 2 production, so it'll take a minute. If you just keep making camel archers, you will be fine. And then let your larger eco naturally get you to castle.
that was my plan.
You got wheelbarrow, you got lumber preservation. Things are going well for you right now. So let's see. Oh, sorry. But this was a huge opportunity right here. And
Yeah.
you don't have to commit to it, right? Like 2 camel archers just to push him away, and then he has nothing that can catch camel archers.
Yeah, the idea
He's
is to
pure
just
gulag.
push him away.
He's high because like he has to run, so then he has to either make something to chase away your gulam, to chase away your food, or he has no food. Like
Right.
that is a huge moment right here. That's how you kill a fast castle. Once again, this is why Aibid is so good against fast castle, because the camel archers are so versatile in that way. And even if he makes horsemen, that's great for you. Veteran horsemen still die to spears, easy. So like, the camel archers force your opponents to make things that you can counter with feudal units. That's what's amazing about them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Great unit
Like
for sure.
I fast castle against Abbasid, and it feels like they can fight me in feudal for like way longer than they should.
I was kind of in a hurry, because okay, when do I stop making camels so I can transition to go to castle? Because eventually he's gonna get +2, and it's gonna be such a hard thing to deal with.
I think the thing is my sorry, I just got a call. I was checking to see if it was important, but it's not at this moment. I think here's what you do. I think you don't make more production. I think you just kind of try to consistently make units and just let your growing economy get you there. Now, the way that works is if you actually start adding farms here, or if you had pushed him off of food and made him chase you, that could have been a trigger to, okay, I'm going to pull like half my villas on wood, put them on berries, and just try to vacuum berries and get to castle like right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
One of the best ways to sneak a castle against a fast castle build is if you can get him to chase you. That means that he's not at your base. That means you have space to age up. But if you let him mass and you let him keep making units, it will get harder and harder to push away. A kind of another key to beating fast castle is making sure they never mass. But look at this. He's doing nothing here. Once again, you just killed like 4 gulams. Push. You've made a lot of units, and now you're trying to get to castle. Which, here's the thing, you got the food but not the gold. So what happened? If your goal is to go to castle, we needed to basically, my big thing is, if you're trying to get to castle as fast as possible and you've decided it's go time, villagers you should basically have like 4 villas on wood. The rest of the wood village should be split between gold and food, and you generally want 8 to 10 gold while you're aging up to get your upgrades, to get the gold for upgrades. I would this was your chance to click castle and get there. We just didn't actually macro correctly, and those are very difficult in the moment decisions, but you have to make it and decisively go for it. So it's like, I'm going castle, I'm gonna immediately get 10 villas on gold, and you do it right here, but it happened after you already got the food to be in castle. Now you're pushing his food. This is great. 5, 6, that's so many vill kills. That's amazing. Run away. Only lost 1 kim. That's so worth. Now the problem is he now runs in with his own gulams.
Yeah, that's where things start going not very well.
And
I made
this is yes. What'd you age up with? Military wing. So this is the difference between doing that now and doing that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Because you killed the gulams he made. Well, half of them with the gulams he had queued when he first went on berries. If you push him with those berries initially, he never makes the second wave.
Right.
Yeah. So
makes a lot of
let's
sense.
go ahead. Now, what can you do? Well, these archers, camel archers are here. I'm guessing he's +2. Yeah, and now they're really struggling. Once again, this is the difference between you have 6 of them if you had like 14 of them. Like if you've been making them from the start.
Yeah, I feel like I have 2 barracks doing nothing there. Could have more archer range.
So close. What you can do here, basically, yep. I was gonna say, get out. Like send like the set. Basically, the desperation strategy here is the second they burst through, immediately send your vills away. like have a group that's on the gold down here, have a group that's on the berries here. None of the food's in the corner, which is kind of crazy, but like, where can you send them so they can gather resources and they're not dying in your base?
Right.
But that's tough at this point. He's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm losing a lot of villagers.
No, that makes sense. But I think the biggest thing from that is the initial response lost you time.
Yeah.
Not picking the correct counter. So we see ranged. It should be ranged yourself, basically. Unless it's an archer, then you could do horseman. You read what he was doing, Fast Castle, but did not plan what that meant, which is getting your gold back as soon as possible and then rushing castle yourself. Or your other option is just make a bunch of camel archers and pressure his food, knowing that in a Fast Castle build, they need food. Food is the biggest thing for Fast Castle. And so if you can just keep them off of food, that Fast Castle dies pretty quick. Start heavy on wood, and then once you have space, go heavy into food and gold and get that castle click up as soon as possible.
Right.
That's more for Fast Castle, but yeah. All right, let's check a different one.
Makes sense. I didn't see it that way.
That's the beauty of coaching.
Yeah.
Which like I have to like self-coach a lot. Like whenever Beastie or Valdemar, any of them make videos where they're actually explaining their thinking, it's so valuable to me. Sometimes you get lucky on Twitch. Like I'll watch Twitch VODs a lot of matchups, and like Demu likes to explain his thought process. It's like so helpful when they just take a second and go, yeah, I mean, I saw this, so I did this, and you consider this. It's like, oh, I never thought about it like that. I try to do that on stream a lot when I win or lose, but you know, I'm not them. Was this a 2TC? It's English?
Yeah, that's a 2TC. Yeah.
The dreaded English. What did he do? Did he longbow rush you? Did he 2TC himself?
He longbow rush.
Longbow rush.
Yeah.
What to do?
Right. In this day and age.
What is this, season 1 in this economy?
Yeah.
All right. So your spawn is everything for a longbow rush, and you want to already be. So you don't know he's longbow rushing, right? But whenever I play against English, I look at my base and I go, I'm gonna 2TC, and he longbow rushes me. Where should the TC go to best ensure my survival? Against a longbow rush, what do you need to survive?
Right.
You need food and wood.
Yeah.
And wood especially. With an eco wing, food equals farms equals living. So like what's in the back of your base is in the front. So your gold and berries are in the front, so you want to vacuum the berries, basically don't touch sheep as long as possible. I would say my second TC, if he's doing king into 2TC himself, you should go 3TC, but the first TC should go on gold, and then you grab the third TC and put it somewhere. If he does, you know, the old adage of Abbasid should get +1 more TC than their opponent. If he's longbow rushing, where can you set the second TC that it's protecting a vital resource but not in danger? Like hypothetically, a TC here is great because it covers berries and wood, but it's so far away, it's very easy to lose. Here is good, right? You get it's protected under the original TC. You get wood. You can set up a farm eco right here. You could wall the back of the farms. You could wall like here to here, so he can't poke the farms. You almost want to already plan ahead exactly how you're going to respond to this. I would check the corner. There's deer and berries up here, so this is huge. This is huge. If you can get a wall, TC here and then wall here to here, this is life-saving berries. Life-saving berries back here, and a gold too. So you really like against English, especially, or any civ that's very aggressive. You really want to get a full context of what resource you have around you and kind of be pre-planning where should things go. What's the first thing I secure before their unit count amounts get out of control? So at this point, we really want to get to his base. It's longbow rush. All right, strap in, folks. It's happening. So you start going to TC. Now, at this point, you did have the option to just not 2 TC. You could have just 1 TC fought him.
Yeah.
What's the bonus of that?
Well, I stopped the initial longbows. I actually went for a stable here, kind of delay my second TC, and I grabbed, I don't know if 1 or 2 longbows on the way. So the push
That's
was
huge.
delayed. Yeah. I only made like 2-3 horsemen, I think, and slowly getting the second TC.
Yep. My thing is, even if you go Eco Wing, you can still 1 TC it for a couple reasons. One, you're still gonna have cheap bills no matter what. 2, you can still get cheap farms on 1 TC. It allows you to get military out faster, which prevents the issue where they get a lot of military to start and then it's hard to like catch up. And you can always grab a second TC quickly later. Like if you get space, you can just immediately split your villas between stone and wood, grab a second TC real fast, and then you're fine. Like I think a lot of people live by this dogma that you have to get a second TC immediately if you're gonna do it. Not necessarily, but you still get advantages through the cheaper villas. He doesn't have those. Your golden age, once you get it up, you immediately get 50% gather rate, which is much better than his. Your eco is better than English. Like the way you beat English is by not losing vills, because most civs have better eco than English if they just give time. So you have cheaper vills, and getting your first golden age will naturally just give you better eco than him. We need that scout to be, about to say, like we need to see what he's doing immediately. So you're doing a very slow second TC, just 2 on stone, and you're gonna let it happen when you can. You make the initial horseman, you circle around. He's already got the barracks drop. You catch the first longbow, which is huge. Honestly, I don't think I make the second horseman, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like game breaking. So we just need to be active here.
Ooh,
no! Where?
Yeah, this.
Why is the scout not with them?
It was an issue.
Oh no! Because like I was gonna say, the next thing is you poke the gold. Like these guys should just keep running around, forcing him to feel unsafe. Like you want him to feel like he can't leave his base. Throwing the horseman right next to his TC though. Ooh, half health on that one. But we're getting our second TC down, and you do behind that's fine. The reason. Oh no! So here's what
I didn't scout that part. I didn't know there was so many things.
Here's the thing: if you had used the 2 horsemen to drop the TC here and wall here to here, chef's kiss.
Right.
This is so much food. You could even potentially get the deer and the gold. And the issue I have the second TC. This makes it super safe, but it's not protecting anything. If the stable, and this is why you want to think about your base setup. If the stable was here and the TC was here, this makes it so he can't longbow push your vills on the wood line. Now you can always put your vills back here, right?
I can just chop wood on the back, yeah.
Yep. But it gives you more wood line. It gives you more wood line to use. There we archers, and now your scout's coming back. Oh, you never checked the corner.
Yeah.
You gotta check. Tower on the gold. Honestly, I don't even worry about tower on the gold. Why do you think? What's the most important thing you need right now?
I guess units.
Units.
Yeah.
That tower could have been another production building. Like, you need to be dropping, like... So here's what you've done. What's the value of the horseman? The horseman can kill longbows. What else can horsemen do?
Just think of the rams.
Do run-bys. What have you forced your opponent to do?
Well, make spearmen.
Make spearmen. The best way, in my opinion, to be English is to start horsemen, keep running around, and make them make spears. And then the way you actually beat English is just making more archers than them. You just make way more than them. And if they overinvest in spears, then you can run them down with your archers. Because the weakness of longbows is they're slow. Their movement speed is lower. He's also investing in, he's getting eco upgrades. He got wheelbarrow, he got double broadaxe, he's getting arrows, which is good for him, but your eco pop is coming from multiple TCs in your golden age, and you want to get your resources, but in my opinion, actually, this was a really good time for you to just get units out. And your units will get you gold because you'll push him away.
Right.
So I would have dropped basically 3 archery ranges. And then we're just rallying 1 TC to wood, 1 TC to food, and we're going. And because the longbow rush comes down to the initial mass. If you can kill the initial mass, no. Protect your units.
Yeah,
Protect
that
your
was
units.
terrible.
But here's the thing: if you're on, okay, so see this, boom, get a vil. If that TC's here, they don't get that vil.
Right.
But you cannot match him on 1 production building. You cannot match him with 2. A council hall is 2 archery ranges.
Yeah.
So to outproduce him, you need 3. That's why I said 3. So what you did amazing. Your initial horseman slowed him down, forced him to make spears, and bought you space. With that space, you did not protect yourself with a good TC placement. You did not get down the production you needed, and you got a tower down that he's not even attacking there. Because in his mind, and if I'm kind of with him on this, and when I coach English players against Abbasid, I say, can you get rid of their wood? Wood's actually the thing that keeps them alive. If they go castle, but they have no wood and they have no food, that doesn't do anything for them. But if you can take away their wood lines, they can't make farms. They're gonna run out of sheep, and they die. Which is why the wood protection is actually the most important thing here. It's realizing what is the thing I need to live and protecting that resource more so than gold. And man, this is when having the backberries would have been so nice right now, because he hasn't scouted it either, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
I don't know.
I'm surprised he hasn't checked it. Anyway, maybe he did. But if you walled here, then maybe he's pushing the berries. But if so, that means you have all the space over here to... Another thing you can do against English players, especially at your level, is they're very slow, right? So if they're attacking one spot, you can risk it and send 5 vills out to this deer and put a tower and put the vills on the deer. If you're really, really low on food. But yeah. Okay, so now he's making... And you see, you just can't get the units out. He now has ballooned to 7 longbows, and you only have 5 archers. You had to build another tower just to protect the spot right here. Oh, no. You just have to sacrifice it. Once again, if the TC was here instead of that stable and that outpost, and the TC was literally right here. If you push that up a ram, you could have vills in the TC and longbows and your archers walking out to attack, and then you just have a group of vills burn it down. And then if they push in to kill the vills, they will die to archers and the TC fire. But anyway. Now this is just really hard to stop. Good poke. Good picks. And this is when you have to, if he's committed to attack this heavy, this is when you have to YOLO and just go for a food source outside your base. You're actually doing fine on food for right now. Don't forget to make villagers. You're at 44. He's at 36. So you probably missed a vill here and there, and you've lost a couple too. Now you're YOLOing to the deer. Good. We fully upgraded the tower. Why not? And he just sit right. See, like, he is not under any TC fire, and he can get your vills right here. It's just it's so tough. Now you're finally on three archery ranges, but you're struggling to produce out of all of them. And see, that's why the big like, if you can get a resource away from your base, you vacuum and you get out. So like, if you had walled here from the start, you could have just put a bunch of vills on those berries, ate it all, and got off. You're on this wood over here, which is great. Like, you're rotating well to get away from the pressure. What you do here, though, which is what you should have done here, which is important, you should have immediately walked out and killed his reinforcements. I know he's pushing here, but you can't take this fight yet. You don't have enough units. So if you can't take the fight from the main force, you have to cut off the reinforcements. When he goes around like this, he leaves himself open to being grabbed by the ones who are catching up. You might have to just sacrifice the TC, honestly. But it is what it is. Like, you can't take this fight yet. You always try to kill reinforcements first. Instead, you lose a bunch of your archers. But honestly, this game was lost with the TC placement and the lack of production. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does. It does.
Okay. Let me check the time here. All right. We can check one more thing real fast. Is there a specific game you'd want to look at?
Let me look at the match history. I see if I can remember one.
Okay.
I guess the other IUB player where I do 1 TC.
Let's see it.
Yeah. This one was really rough, but
I mean, happens. There's times I'll play against someone, he's Conqueror 1, I'll look, he's won all his games. I'm like, you're someone's fault. They're level 12 with 12-1 games. They're Conqueror 1. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be, gonna be a rough game. All right. Nice little setup here. Got backwood lines. This is like the best Himiyama spawn you can get. Backwood lines, back gold, 2 back golds, somewhat back berries. Literally chilling. Okay, he goes. Do you know the Ayubid wings?
yeah, one is the fast age up, and the other one is the dervish.
Yeah.
2 dervish.
Yep. So you're kind of looking for. Do you see dervishes now? What do you know how the dervish build works? Like the goals behind it?
I think they just make one production building, and they just, instead of having the military wing to get the free unit, they just make one. They buy, but they play with the dervishes, so they don't lose them.
Yeah, they just heal them, and the dervish early healing is actually pretty high. Well, I mean, like,
It's crazy.
yeah, it's like if you do small unit fights, the dervish will really actually swing the fight. So you have to get enough unit mass to snipe the dervish or to just like out damage the healing. But it's pretty annoying if done right.
Yeah.
So you're crossing because the idea is, oh, he might be like trying to fast age up, but at this point he hasn't hit age up. Well, he just did, but
I think
you push him off that. That's great. You see the dervish, and you immediately go horseman. Why horseman?
Normally I like to go horseman, one of the first units I do. One of because of the desert raider. I want to have mobility in the map, like, you know, harass and everything.
The problem is we don't see his production building. So if he makes a desert raider, the idea is it could be a stable. He makes desert raiders and horsemen, which is a problem.
Yeah.
I think my inclination when you see this initial desert raider is to just go archers.
Yeah, same thing as last game.
Yeah, it's just you need always a few more horsemen to tip the scales. Like if it's desert raider versus horseman, I think desert raider just barely wins.
Yeah.
But then again, in this instance, you have 2 archers, you have 2 spearmen. The horseman is just kind of the front line. But I don't know. It just feels like mass archers just generally is better until he starts making horsemen, and then you make spears or your own horsemen. Or, you know, camel archers. But your eco isn't that big yet, so it's kind of hard to do camel archers early. But then you drop a archery range. Okay, and yeah, he's just like he's microing this very well. That should be that should be a tip, obvious right there that he's playing with some juice here if he's microing that well. And the problem is the dervish is group heal, right? So
yeah, it's group heal. They're so annoying. At that moment, I felt, okay, I need like a big mass there. I'm not gonna kill anyone there.
Yeah, and he's like, he's just producing one desert raider at a time. So if you're producing on 2 production buildings, you should eventually be able to pop it. The question is he trying to rush castle? You just
Yeah.
can't take this fight until you get enough, because then he does this thing where he then shoots as you run away, and you're just taking damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's skilled. He's doing some really good micro. Oh my god, this is so annoying.
Yeah. I think I almost
Yeah,
sniped
you
one of the
you have
dervishes.
to focus. You have to focus. Yeah, it's. Oh my god, he just gets
Yeah.
away. But then you can kill. Everything's just not done. Oh my god, everything's one, and then he just heals it up. That's just that's just kind of unlucky in different ways here. Yeah, he's just trying to get to castle, but
he
just
2 archer range will have worked. Like the
yeah,
horseman just
if you
didn't
can
do.
just get a bunch of archers,
Yeah.
it would have done it. Now the fear is, okay, he makes horsemen, but it's like, if you are just consistently making units, he would have to make a lot of horsemen for it impact to be felt. And also I think at this point, if you could start adding camo archers do such high base damage. But the fact he was able to do that and get his food, so that now he's on sheep, that's tough.
Yeah.
Ooh! Oh my god. It's toxic, man.
I know, right? It's like, it's only
30.
3 units, man. 3 freaking units.
And then now he's gonna go into Lancers the second he ages up.
Like, I feel I should have camped the gold. I got 2 golds, one the front, one on the base, one at the back.
Mm-hmm.
And just spearman archer here. Right,
Yeah.
Because now with the gold,
his eco isn't great. He did do villagers, so he's at 4. You're at 40, and he's at 46. Food's a problem for him. He's out of sheep. So like, the way you can fight this fast castle is if you just keep making units. You beat him because he just doesn't have the resources. The initial problem was just not reading his initial, like, what he was doing, so you walked out with not enough units to beat it, and then you never got the mass to truly run him down. If you had massed horsemen, then sure, you could have like caught a dervish and killed it, maybe. But if you get enough range, he can't walk out, and then you could have just kept rotating around and killing things. There's multiple ways you could have done this, but the problem is you never committed to either mass horsemen or mass archers until it was too late. But you can tell how desperate he is for food. He has every villager on this berries right here. So you got the spearman out, which is nice. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like you're just hard committing here. You're just like, F it. We're like, we just got to do it. 4 barracks. The problem is you're going to be running low on, you're running out of food on the map. You got to scout, like, scouting the map in the Dark Age, like, is so vital. Like, you need the berries down here. You need to know there's a wood line back here. Hell, you could even set up and take shorefish with a mill, if you absolutely need to. But the fight over his food is everything right now. He gets a relic. He has, what, you can see his food? Yeah, he has no backberries, so you know that. So then the question is, where's the next nearest food source? It's these deer. He's in a tough spot food wise right here. Just don't over. So once you, what I would actually suggest is, here's how I would think it. It's gonna be hard to break him. I think the second you've pushed him off this food, you have to rush castle yourself. Because you still have all your sheep. That's nice, especially because you have your sheep, so you can like pull half all your. You have enough production, right? So you can just pull your woodvilles and put half of them on gold, half on food, and just get to castle. Would be my suggestion at this point, because you don't want to throw this army away. This is like the army you're using to defend with. I do like that you're rotating. You're forcing him to move. Oh, there's a berries up here. Do you see it? No.
Oh damn!
That's it.
It's always those corners.
If you don't, yeah, dude, this has happened to you multiple games now, where a lack of full scouting
Yeah.
is causing you to miss either food that will save your life or food that is keeping them alive. This full rotation, I am not a fan of, because all you're gonna do is walk your villagers under TC or something and die. You play cut off food defense and you rush castle at this point. Because the way you ask, how you decide to go castle, you go, can I win in this current setup? Sure, potentially. The safer option is I've delayed him really bad. I get to castle and I get eco wings, I can get cheap farms, and I get my units upgraded, and then we go from there. Like this. I'm just not a massive fan of this, because even one dervish or group healing, like you need, without a dervish, you need like almost 3 spears per camel lancer to be safe. With the dervish, you probably need like 4 or 5 spears. So you just threw away units, and now he knows he's a little safer. Like if you're gonna do that, you needed all your units. You know what I mean? Like not a small group. So now we're getting castle. It's good. It's good. Eco wing, good. I wouldn't push it more than this. I would sit on these deer. The question is like, what's your most exposed resource? It's these deer. You check the berries again. See, that's what. See, like you can't let that happen. That's brutal. Now he knows it's free range on your eco.
Yep.
Like, how do we know when we can be aggressive? How do we know when we need to be defensive? If you have an age difference or you've invested into an eco of some sort, you have to play defensive. So as to not throw your units away. That was just a really bad time to just put your units on the map, and now, oh god. Now what we see is doing pure archers, so you could actually do pure knights here. Actually, yes, he is camel lancer, but actually, or you do veteran archers, and you do composite bows. Mass archers with composite bows is so good for Abbasid. So if you see your opponent doing mass archers, just mass him on the mass archers and get a few ghulams. Yeah, I wouldn't even do spearmen. I would just do ghulams. If you get enough archers, your archers will kill camel lancers en masse. Like that. I wouldn't have upgraded the spearmen. I would have just used that to upgrade the composite bows.
Yeah, composite bosses.
Oh, you tried to steal the deer near his base.
Yeah.
Oh god. 45 vills. 63. Ooh. And he just dropped 2 more TCs. Yeah, that's a big move from him. He realized, like, once he burns these berries, he's gonna be low on food. So he just hard gathered a shit ton of stone, and now he's just dropping TCs. Did he? Wait. Yeah, he did. The stone was right here. Yeah. And he dropped a bunch of TCs, especially because he has like all 5 relics, so he's 5 on gold right now. Yeah, man, this game's over. You last for another 10 minutes. I don't know how, honestly. That's impressive in itself, but like the eco differences are gonna get so bad that's just a matter of time. Yeah, but to say the big thing was the initial attack didn't go as well as you wanted to. The commitment, though, once you hit castle, I thought was the correct decision. But you didn't follow that up with then a more efficient castle timing, and then your own like investment into eco and denying his resources. You notice the second things turned when you dove with half your units and lost them here, and when he got to the resource you didn't know about up here.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's my time. I hope you found that helpful. Any last questions for me?
No, it's been eye-opening, really. Like, I didn't see it that way. It's
cool.
Yeah, I had a lot of doubts on when to be aggressive, when to go to TC, or the TC placement and all that stuff. Yeah. It's like, and that's what's I think a lot really difficult about the game is the style you're playing dictates a lot of the things you have to think about. I'm going to TC.
how greedy can I be of my placement? Who am I playing against? If they're being aggressive, where should I place it for maximum defense? What resources do I need? What am I seeing from them? Am I scouting enough? If you're playing aggressive, it's like, what comp should I open up with? What are they opening up with? What can I deny? Where are all the resources? And that can flow between going like defensive to aggressive to defensive again in a game. So it's more of, I think the thing that's helped me is once I've decided I've made a decision on the thing I'm going to do in the game, switching my mind to, okay, what is the set of principles I'm applying myself to? Defense, how do I set up a good base that protects eco? What's the good unit comp I'm seeing? Where's my next resource? Am my villagers in a way that I can start slowly investing into farms or things like that? So it's like developing those. If I want to do this, what's my villager split? What am I looking for? How do I know that I can do that? And those also just come from reps over time.
Yeah.
All right, man.
That's great. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot for taking the time for doing this.